I'm back. I kind of got inspired recently. Pulsefire's been making these videos where he just yaps away, talking about things while playing Comp 2s. So I was like, hey, that sounds like fun. Give it a go. So today we're going to be running the Finnick. It's going to be the car we're using. I like this preset a lot. It was kind of inspired by a Zen preset he used at work or at the most recent Boston Major. Looks pretty cool. So here we go. Let's get into some games. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about writing and how important it is, because I feel like it goes kind of under the radar. Well, I guess not via the education system. And in America, there's a lot of writing is obviously a core class to everything that we do, and so, but I feel like I've always had like sort of a perception, or at least a perception generated by the culture within my classes of that it's like a bad thing, or that it's like not fun, it's boring and annoying. And I've always found that really interesting, because I guess I've always had like a perspective of not being like hesitant to be frustrated, or like hesitant to be, I guess, like disapproving of a class, if that makes sense. I'm very careful about waiting and really seeing how I perceive something before I make a like decision on whether I like it or not, I guess. And writing's kind of one of those things too, where it's like I've always kind of enjoyed it to some extent. At the very least, I've enjoyed reading a lot over the years, and writing kind of goes hand in hand with that, because obviously someone has to write to make the books that you read. I've always just found it interesting, especially like reading and getting to see someone else's perspective in the way that they write. That's kind of cool, because there's so many different ways that people think, and I don't know, I've always found it kind of interesting. But that, coupled with the fact that like so many people kind of hate on it, has been very unique to me. I feel like there's not very many. I guess math is similar in some ways and equally important. Cut it off. That's my bad, chat. He gets the ball. Sick. I don't know, it's just been so essential, and like I feel like it goes unrecognized by those that are learning it, I guess. But like all my classes in college, we use some form of writing. That is just gonna be one, I think. I don't think that's crazy. You use some form of writing for everything you do, whether that's like writing math for problems, or having to write things for certain classes to like I have a data science class, for example, and there's sometimes like written prompts that we have to fill out. So in that way, we're also still writing. I don't know. It's just I feel like every aspect of class we're using writing in some regard, and so it's so important. But no, it can be fun. Like I think, especially writing stories, I think that's really cool. Something that I've always just enjoyed the most, and I think that's one of the best ways that we learn too, is like hearing stories. So I gotta lock it in for a second. I'll try to get it in. I didn't mess it up. Seems like we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Oh, you gotta go. Sweet. Had to like lock in for a second. You know how it be. Yeah, but it's just interesting, kind of how stories are kind of what convey the most to us. Like when a family member tells you about something that's happened in their life recently, that means more to you than them talking about like a specific statistic, or I don't know. It's always conveyed more to me, I guess. I'm trying to think of recent stories. Oh gosh, I'm missing the ball. Oh, recently I was playing some Rocket League with some friends, and oh, this was a funny one. So we were playing 3v3, right? And we always kind of low-key are trolling in threes, because we're just in a call and just messing around. And they were, so my two friends, right, they're great guys, but they were totally like rage baiting me as hard as possible. And they were just doing everything they could, calling me bad, you know, giving me all the crap they could. And eventually it got to the point where I just was like, alright, I'm done. And I just left mid-game, in part to mess with them, but also because it was frustrating, you know. And these two, I still can't believe this. They go on and they win that game. I think they were down when I left. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And I think it was like down low. It wasn't like anything crazy, but they were down. And so they go on and win this game, and I'm like, I'm like tilted already, you know. And then they send me the screenshot of just like the game win. I could not believe what I see. But I mean, that's kind of an example of what I'm getting at. Is like stories, like that's just a fun one, but stories have like a power that's beyond most other forms of like communication, I guess. And it's always interesting to me just to kind of see that. And I feel like writing is one of the easiest, or like the most permanent ways to communicate a story, I guess. Like you can talk about a story, but seeing it in front of you and sharing it with others because you have it, you know what I'm saying, is a different type of communication. So I just thought that was something worthwhile to talk about, something interesting. I'm trying to think of what else. I had some other thoughts. Okay, we gotta come in here. Hold on. Oh, let's go try and like 50 in with the flip. Hyper Humble You. It's an interesting name. My teammates. Yeah, we got the save. Let's go. W. Yeah, but you know, I've just been having to write so much. I had a. Oh gosh, it was how many pages? It was a 7-page essay that I had to cook up, and I've written things that long before, but this one really stood out to me because it's a technical paper, and it was a research paper, so I had to write like in a very different style than I was used to, because throughout grade school I was always writing in sort of a like just like expository or like a story sort of writing where I would talk about something that happened in life and sort of tell the story of it and talk about like the characters within it and stuff. So those are very different styles from technical writings. The one I've been having to work on is very like research oriented. I have to find all these sources and be very specific with all the data and where it's coming from and stuff, which I think has been helpful. It's been good, but it's been a lot of work. And it's also because there's like different like citation formats and whatnot that you have to use depending on the type of research you're doing. And so I'm using a new one that I had never like tried before. So that's also been kind of interesting and different for sure. Oh, teammates in this back corner. Don't take them the boost. Okay, sweet, he didn't. Okay. Go around. Don't get bumped. That's all we got. Okay, sweet. That's really bad. Can't be doing that, teammate. Fortunately, I have eyes, so see if I can beat him. Nice. There we go. But yeah, so this paper has been like really weird, and it's kind of been, ironically enough, it's been making me appreciate the good parts of life, some like the nature and just the outdoors a lot. Because you know, when you're having to like really work hard on something that keeps you inside a lot or doesn't let you have a lot of freedom of thought, I guess, it kind of changes your perspective sometimes, which is another unique thing. I guess this year's kind of just been a study of writing for me, because I'm in that technical writing class, but I'm also in a poetry class. And poetry's an experience, let me tell you. Like, especially like college level. It's weird. It is weird. There's a lot of like just styles of writing that I haven't like used myself before much, or like just the way they describe things is a little odd to say the least. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of like Shakespeare and John Milton. He's a sort of theologian writer, but also like a very famous poet. On top of that, I don't know. It's been interesting, kind of reading some of those, just like the different styles of writing. I guess is kind of what I've been looking at. And obviously, that class focuses on poetry. My communications class focuses on sort of technical writing. So I kind of get both like polar opposite ends of the spectrum, I guess, which has been a bit silly. It's almost a psycho though, kind of cool. Can't whip all of that, unfortunately. He took the boost. My teammate can cook something up here. Let me big bump. Yes, there we go. Let's go. Put it on net. Teammate puts it away, or bumps him away. So it's been like this really weird contrast. I had to go to a poetry reading where they read the poetry out loud, and that was that was an experience. I just didn't hate it really, but I didn't love it. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, it didn't help because I was tired when I was there, so I was kind of like low-key falling asleep. But it was interesting. I'd never quite experienced something like that before. I dodged the bomb. I don't know. Yeah, my professor made it a required thing we had to attend, which was a bit silly of him. Although, so he gave us, if we went and brought friends, every friend we brought was like 5 points on the most recent test, which was kind of nice. So you could like, you basically didn't have to take the test, low-key, but you just had to bring 20 friends, which is really silly. Let's see if I can mess him up. Sweet. Can I get this guy? Ooh, that would be cool. Get a good flick. Let's see what Luke's got. Ooh. Starting. There's a shot. Oh, we got it. Okay. I don't think I can beat them back to this, so nasty. Oh, okay, we're good. At least teammate can get there and not miss this time. It's not great. It's not great. Just hit it. Just jump. Nice. Good jump. Just hitting that thing. Can't really do too much with it, unfortunately. Okay, teammate that can play the beautiful. It's also been a really fun sort of exploration I've had with having taken like these poetry classes. Using AI to develop poems has been really fun. I didn't make a Rocket League poem. It was really silly. It's surprisingly good. It like has this way of rhyming things that's really nice, and just overall sort of. Sorry, I gotta lock in here. I get him 50. It's nowhere near me. They can get that though. Sweet. Don't die. Control that. Get 50. Get another 50? Not quite, not quite. What's he got here? Little banger. Little Bangerton Bangerton. What's he got? Oh, I missed the boost. That's not good. Never mind, it is good. Teammate's on it for me. He's got me. Unlock. But yeah, part of making sort of like a just series of uploading, hopefully daily videos, I think will just help me with overall communication too. Like I've seen the need now with these classes, so I think it's helpful to put the need into practice, I guess. It's fine. Need that teammate. Oh, I couldn't get it. Nice, he's there. Sweet. Sort of fake challenging him there, trying to get him to go, which worked. That was so silly of that guy. Oh, that was low-key open, but it's okay. slot? No way. Okay, I was about to say. That would be really silly. I'm trying to bounce it and make a mock. That's probably internet. Yeah. Teammate either needs to hit it first or not go there. I mean, yeah. A bit unfortunate. That's okay. Had fun talking. I'll talk to y'all later.